Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video yesterday. So apologies, I didn't actually know this was a thing until late last night, which is too late to record a video. But yesterday I seriously posted on his Twitter a gif of the androids, which if you don't know who I seriously is, whenever he tweets something, or specifically a gif like this, similar to Super G, which happened like a month or so ago now, or maybe less. Whenever he posts something, it usually means or points towards the Dokkan Fest that is coming next. Now, Dokkan could do a curveball and easily not do this, but typically when I seriously tweets, 95% of the time, 9 times out of 10, it means this is the Dokkan Fest that's coming next. And more than likely, he's never wrong. He's never wrong. I would take it with a very small grain pinch of salt, like you're not even seasoning food, like a very tiny pinch of salt. But usually I seriously is correct. So it looks like we are indeed getting the future androids as the next Dokkan Fest, who is considered one of the best TURs in the game. Easily top 5, debatable top 3 in terms of your personal opinion of where you put them, but they are indeed coming next. So we're going to come through or go through that is everything that's coming in this celebration. Now, one thing that is coming that we might not know is definitely coming during our version of the celebration is the Dragon Ball Fusion ZZAs. The reason why I say that is because it could be directly linked content going into the 7-year anniversary if the anniversary is going to be dual Gogetas for year 7 on JP, and of course in an extra like 5-6 months for us that we'll be getting the same. But if the celebration, if it remains part of this same celebration and the content that comes with the celebration, then we'll also be getting the Dragon Ball Fusion ZZAs. But we'll just have to see. Like any usual campaign, we're going to get login bonus, we're going to get special missions, of course the Dokkan Fest, which we'll go through in a minute. We've got category summons, Kai summons, sales, the new Dokkan event, story events. Support memory comes back from the story event. Story events return, EZA for Goku Black, LR Goku Black returns. New SBR stages again, so more new content for Global, which is great. Also, the next Dokkan Ultimate Flash is coming out. Also, the Extreme Challenge campaign for the LR free-to-play LR Androids, which, by the way, they are indeed getting an EZA. It is a very good EZA, so we'll go through that as well. The EZA for Super 17 returns. Dokkan events come back, story events, EZA area comes back. So that's everything in... Technically, it's not part 1 because there wasn't a part 2 to this, but it's kind of similar to Kale and Caulifla and also Super Vegeta. There's no part 2, a new celebration begins, but the content for the same, kind of around the same celebration continues. So here's the EZA. They're all types lead, giving key plus 4, HP and attack and defense plus 80%. On their 12 key, they raise attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn, cause colossal damage to enemy, and lowers attack and defense by 20% for 3 turns. It's not the best in terms of lowering attack and defense, but you're not going to knock it. It is very useful for SBR and ESBR, and it's nice that they raised their own. On 18 key, they greatly raise attack and defense by 50% for 1 turn, which is very nice. Causes mega colossal damage to your enemy and lowers attack and defense again by 20%, this time for 3 turns. I'm pretty sure that goes up, right? No, it's still the same. So not the highest on this, but it's nice they do it, and then the fact on 18 they do it by 50% is very nice. On their passive, attack and defense plus 78% performing the super attack. Extreme class allies key plus 4 and defense plus 50%, which is very nice. That means whatever team you run them on, even though they're not on the most categories, as long as they're surrounded by extreme class allies, they will give them an extra key plus 4 and defense plus 50%, which is huge. Absolutely huge. You can turn bulky units into bulky units, or not so bulky units into bulky units. Which is very nice. Of course, with this part of this passive on super attack, you of course want them in slot 2, slot 3. Also, they get an additional key plus 3 attack plus 78% and launches an additional attack, which is a medium chance of becoming a super attack when attacking superclass enemies, which is so easy to get this off because the majority of the enemies you're going to be facing in the game are going to be superclass enemies. With the amount of pure Saiyan enemies in the game from like SBR and ESBR, because the amount of good guy units, if you will, plethora, hybrid Saiyans, there is a plethora of superclass enemies. So that coming off is going to be happening more often than not. And then also superclass enemies minus 78% defense, which is amazing. Especially in SBR and ESBR, when you need to be, taking down the enemies as quick as possible. So very nice indeed. In terms of their link set, quite a nice link set. Infinite Energy, The Innocence, Twin Terrors, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, Shocking Speed, Legendary Power. And when I say nice link set, I mean in terms of running them with other androids, which is probably what you're going to do, considering they're not on the most categories. Androids being one of them, join forces, siblings bond, Android slash Cell Saga, and target Goku. Whereas 3 of these categories being android slash Cell Saga, and target Goku are predominantly filled with android units. So, and if you're going to be running these, you'll probably run them on a extreme androids rotation anyway, because of this part of their passive right here. So that's the EZA, which is very, very good. The free-to-play EZAs, the free-to-play units in general, are just, for the last 2 years, I've said this before, they just don't miss. They are so good, and they're continuing that now. Also, here is the Dokkan Fest banner for the androids. I will say, because it is highly unlikely that these two come back so soon, because not only has Broly just come back on Global and Vegeta's banner, it was also on the Step Up banner. Also, Vegeta is about, as Vegeta leaves, is when these two come out. Now, Dokkan Fest never comes back that quickly. So I highly doubt that these 2 units are going to be on here. Who they swap them for, not too sure. Me and my friend was talking about it last night. They could do Goten and Trunks, and then the other unit could be... I'm not gonna lie, I can't actually remember what the other unit we were talking about could be, but all I know is it most definitely won't be these 2. If Dokkan don't want to change it overly as they usually do, they may keep Broly on here and that's it. I do not see Super Vegeta staying on this. A Dokkan Fest never comes back that quickly. If for some reason they do decide to do things different, which I highly doubt they will do, and they keep even just Vegeta on here, or even both, it's gonna hurt my feelings, because then I could have summoned on this banner and pulled for them, who's one of the best TURs in the game, and also my boy, who's also one of the best TURs in the game. But we move, but I don't see them doing that, because they never bring back Dokkan Fest that quickly, and Broly's already been back on the Vegeta banner, so these 2 units will probably be changed. But we do have the Dokkan Fest androids, and we also have the side banner 20 and Gero, or no, sorry, 19 and Gero. The rest of the banners, it's okay. 13's still pretty good. Dupes in him is nice. I still don't have this guy, but he is useful for, I think, Future Saga, I'm pretty sure. And then you have the Fizz Future Gohan, which, don't worry, if you're an older player and you've seen this guy, you have dupes in him, maybe you have him rainbowed, he is going to be getting EZA. So extra copies won't actually be too much of a bad thing. He is getting an EZA in this celebration, which we'll go through in a minute. If you are new and you don't have many copies in him, or you don't have him, picking him up is actually going to be quite a good thing for you, because again, he's going to be getting EZA, and also guess what, his EZA is very, very good. So his banners, the banner's actually got quite good value. Unfortunately, it will lose some of the value because it's losing these 2 who are very good units, because it's probably going to be swapped out for 2 other units, but it will still be a solid banner nonetheless. So in terms of the side banner, Dr. Gero and Android 19, these are probably one of the best side banner unit in the game. They are probably one of the best side banner unit in the game. They're an android's sub lead. So if you are missing an android's lead, they do give key plus 3 HP and attack and defense plus 120%. On super, they raise attack and defense for 1 turn by 30%, causes supreme damage to enemy, and recovers 10% HP, which means every time you super with these, so if you have additionals, even better, they will recover 10% of your HP, which is very useful for the harder events in the game and also conserving items. Their passive, they get attack plus 200%, which is very nice, and defense plus 190. So their defense out the gate, it is going to be in a very good spot. Also, they get attack and defense plus 39% on top of that, and disables enemies' guard when performing a super attack. Also, they're an androids category support, giving key plus 3 and attack and defense plus 40%. Even just this bit on its own is very good. The passive by itself, and the fact that they also get an additional attack and defense plus 39% and also an androids category support, is just very good in itself. But there's more. They have one of the best mechanics in the game where they foresee enemy super attack, which again, as I said, is one of the best mechanics in the game. The only kind of hindrance to it is you can only activate this when, or they only get this when HP is 39% or less, which is very low. I know in the harder events, you kind of don't want to be in that range of health. You want to maintain your health. But if your HP does drop below there, you can foresee enemy super attack, and you're not restricted to a number of turns either. Also, they absorb Ki Blaze. Why do I struggle to say this? They absorb Ki Blast super attacks directed at the character, which again is also very useful to have. You know, you can go from taking no damage, you know, a decent amount of damage in a turn to no damage. And also, if they do absorb a Ki Blast super attack directed at them, they will recover 39% of the absorbed damage as HP. They recover the 39% of it as HP, which means you're able to conserve items with these units and also the Dokkan Fest future androids incredibly well. The androids category itself has been getting a huge buff over the last few months. We had it with Dragon Ball Heroes with the 16 Easy A, which is very good. The 21 Easy A. Then we also got the free-to-play Hachan and 17, who's a very good unit. Eventually, when they get an Easy A, they're going to be amazing. We now have future androids, who are one of the best TURs in the game. And then we have one of the best side banner units in the game in 19 and Jiro. Their link skill is, it's not bad. It's not bad. They do have Android Assault. And Energy Absorption and the Red Ribbon Army is not links you're probably often going to get off. Nightmare, Brutal Beatdown, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle are pretty decent as well, so not a bad link set. Also, again, they're an Android unit, so they're very limited in terms of the categories they go on. But of course, Androids are going to be their best bet, especially being a support. They also go on Joint Forces, Android / Cell Saga, Target Goku, and also Power Absorption. So, you know, while these units are androids and they don't have the most categories, and the main place you'll probably run them is androids, the androids category itself is amazing now. It is, I mean, it's a pretty good category anyway, but now it is amazing. So don't knock it. It may not be Saiyan units, but they are still very good. So in terms of the future androids, they bring the worldwide turmoil category into the game, which is quite a small category, and for the most part it's just flooded with kind of major villains throughout Dragon Ball. You know, Cell, Rose. This guy will get an easy eventually as well, so that's nice. Buhan, or no, that's technically Butenks. Also there's, you know, other Rose Cell units, you know, Merge Masu, other Goku Black and Rose units, this Kid Buu, who's one of the best units in the game. Eventually when he comes out on Global, you know, you've got other Android units. You know, it's typically, for the most part, the major villains, apart from Frieza. For the most part, it's just basically, I think, worldwide turmoil. Why am I struggling? Worldwide turmoil. I think it's just basically villains who were actually kind of borderline about to take over the world. Like, they were just borderline about to cause chaos in the world. But yeah, it's quite a small category, but there's some good units on there. They're also a Future Saga lead, so if you are missing that Future Gohan, then you can have these. They give Ki +3, HP and attack and defense +170 across the board as well. Not just attack and defense or like HP and attack, across the entire board. On Super Attack, they raise attack and defense by 30% for one turn, cause immense damage to enemy, and seal Super Attack, so very useful for SBR and ESBR. Now here's where things get very juicy. Attack +170 and defense +180, you know, because 17 and 18, but that's a very nice passive. It's out the gate, that is a very nice passive. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to tech type key spheres, so they self-supply the key they need, or the key spheres they need. They get an additional attack and defense plus 35% per tech key sphere obtained, which is amazing because they changed their own key spheres. Plus an additional, plus an additional attack plus 18% and defense plus 17%, you know, 17 and 18. A non-tech type key sphere obtained. So yes, you won't get as much, but even if you're not picking up tech key spheres, you are still getting an extra 18% attack and 17 plus defense, which is ridiculous to add on top of what they already get. Also, they get an additional attack plus 70% with 7 or more key spheres obtained. So imagine you pick up an abundance of tech key spheres, right? A decent amount of key spheres, getting 35% extra attack and defense. You then get an additional 70% attack with 7 or more key spheres obtained, which means their damage output is actually incredible. Not only that as well, you get an additional defense plus 80% with 8 or more key spheres obtained on top of the passive they're already getting and the key spheres you're picking up. Also, they get key +1 in addition to per rainbow key sphere obtained. So again, self-supplying key, self-sustaining. Launches an additional super attack when HP is 35%. So they do actually have a built-in additional, but again, your HP has to be quite low for it to come off, not really where you want your HP to be. Nullifies Ki Blast super attacks directed at the character when HP is 35% or more. So basically, as long as you're keeping your health usually where you want to be keeping your health, which, you know, above 35%, which is not a lot of health left, you'll be getting the Ki Blast Nullify off, which is pretty good, or the Ki Blast Super Attack Nullifier off, which is very good. It's very good. Honestly, these two are, like, as I said, one of the best TURs in the whole game. Easily top 5, debatable where you put them in your top 3. Also, they have an active skill where they delay a single targeted enemy's attack for 1 turn, which is essentially kind of like a Ghost Usher, which again is very useful for the harder events, SBR, ESBR, Goku event, Vegeta event. Also, the active conditions can be activated when facing only one enemy, so you can get off easily, as I said, in Goku and Vegeta event, whose HP is 35% or more, which easy, you can get activated literally almost immediately, or can be activated upon entering an attacking turn and facing 3 or more enemies, which again is easy when you're doing SBR and ESBR, so it is not difficult to get off their active conditions in the slightest, which means, I mean, just adds on to how good of a unit they are. They also have a very good link set in terms of Android units. Organic Upgrade, Android Assault, Twin Terrors, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Dismal Future, Fierce Battle. Again, not on the most categories, but the main place you're going to be running them is Androids. Because Androids, after these 2 additions, the Easy A of the Androids, and even the extra Easy A's for the Hellfighter and the other 17, is going to be a very top tier category. They go on Future Saga, Androids, Joined Forces, Siblings Bond, Android/Cell Saga, and Worldwide Turmoil. Of course, they can actually go on this. You know, you kind of have like an Android rotation and then maybe like a Future Gohan rotation on the next. But they are so good they could probably fit on any of these. They just may struggle for Ki on like this category here, Joined Forces, maybe Future Saga. But honestly, it's easy to see why they're one of the best TURs in the game. But then we're gonna have Future Gohan's easy. As I said, we have a lot to cover. We have a lot to go through. He is a Future Saga lead, giving Ki +3, HP and attacking defense +170. So even if you don't pull the androids, you've got your lead right here for Future Saga specifically. On Super Attack, he greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, which is by 50%, which is very nice. Causes immense damage to enemy. He gets attack plus 158% on his passive, raises his defense up to 158, that less HP remaining, the greater the defense boost. So he won't have immediately 158 across the board. It's the less HP remaining, but it's still very nice. This is kind of how he works, you know, because obviously in the anime, Future God is about to die and then shit gets real. So it kind of makes sense. Also, he has damage reduction by 30%, which is just nice. Any unit that has damage reduction is great for harder events. Also reduces damage received by an additional 7% at the start of every turn, up to 28%, which is a total of maths. That's what this is. This is maths. That's a total of 4 turns. So once the 4 turns are up, you will have 58% damage reduction in total, which is absolutely amazing. Also gets an additional attack and defense plus 120% and a medium chance to perform the crit hit when your team has a Future Saga category ally whose name includes Trunks attacking in the same turn, which definitely makes sense. It's a little bit restrictive, but it's not that bad considering how many Future Saga Trunkses there are, and there's some pretty good ones at that. So that means best case scenario, okay, if you have enough health to have your 158% defense active, you have your damage reduction fully built up, so that's 58% damage reduction, 158% defense, and then the extra 120% attack and defense for having a Future Saga category ally whose name includes Trunks on the team. Sorry, attacking in the same turn. That means you're getting 278% defense and 58% damage reduction, which means this guy is an absolute brick wall, which is absolutely insane. As I said, a very good Easy A. His Easy A is up there as one of the best, which is very nice. He's also got very good damage output, you know, built-in crit as well, which is quite nice, you know, when having a Trunks unit on your team. But, you know, he's quite an old unit, so you might have, you know, a dupe, 2 dupes, maybe even Rainbow, just like me, which means, you know, he's going to be even better. His link skills are also quite nice. Golden Warrior, All in the Family, Super Saiyan, Experienced Fighters, Dismal Future, Prepared for Battle, and Fierce Battle. He goes on a few categories: Hybrid Saiyans, Future Saga, Goku's Family, Super Saiyans, Android/Cell Saga, Wonder of Master and Disciple, All Out Struggle, Connected Hope. He actually goes on quite a lot of these categories, you know, quite fits in quite well. You will miss out on this part of his passive because of the Trunks ally, unless of course you have him on Hybrid Saiyans, Future Saga, Super Saiyans, potentially Android/Cell Saga, and potentially one of these, but I can't remember if any Trunks categories, Trunks units are on these categories. Actually, no, there's probably one on Wonder of Master and Disciple, because you know he's the disciple of Future Gohan in that timeline. But then we also have, it's not a part 2, it's a whole new campaign, but the content continues for this. You're gonna have an LR banner for the new Future Gohan and Trunks unit. There's going to be a Dragonstone sale. There's going to be a blue Dragonstone. You're also going to get Select Characters Dokkan Fest, a special Select Characters Dokkan Fest, which is the blue stone. You know, there's a Zeni Galore campaign, Category Summon, Kai Summon. As I said, Future Gohan's EZA. The Dragon Ball Fusion's EZAs, which I said, if it directly links or correlates to content going into the 7-year anniversary on JP right now, then this will probably be saved and pushed back until nearer the anniversary for us. If it's for this campaign that will be coming after the campaign that's coming for when the androids initially drop, then we'll get it then, and I'll go for it then. But this may be pushed back for us if the 7-year anniversary is double Gogetas and Fusion related. You get the event renewal for Dragon Ball Fusions, reopen the Dokkan event, Extreme Z area. We've already talked about the Super Battle Road new stages. There's going to be another stage of Infinite Dragon Ball history, so more content, more stones, 40-second World Tournament, and a new Pattern Battle and Explosive Chain Battle, which, by the way, if you're still playing Explosive Chain Battle, fair enough, because I don't. But here's the banner. This will probably stay the same, easily stay the same for Global. And there is 2 featured LRs on it, which will be, of course, the Future Gohan and Trunks. And also the androids are featured on it as well, the LR androids. Other than that, typical LR banner, plethora of featured units. There's some okay units on here, but other than that, the value is not very good, just like typical LR banners. But as I said, we do get these 2, which is an exchange unit for purely just, or it's not really, it's an exchange, but I think it's like a revival mechanic. But they're a Connected Hope or Bond of Master and Disciple lead, giving key plus 4 HP and attack defense plus 150. On 12 key, they raise super attack, raise attack and defense by 50% for 1 turn on super attack, cause colossal damage to enemy. And on 18 key, they greatly raise defense for 1 turn by 50% and cause mega colossal damage to the enemy. And I'm pretty sure if you run these with the EZA Future Gohan, I think that actually, you know, applies to having a Future Trunks unit on the team, because it is called Super Saiyan Gohan Future and Trunks Youth Future. And, you know, I mean, it's a long name, but there is a Trunks Future unit on the team. So I think it applies if you also use these 2 as well, which is even better. On their passive, you get attack and defense plus 150. They randomly change key spheres of a certain type to AGL key spheres when HP is 50% or more, which isn't too bad of a HP restriction. Plus an additional defense plus 58%, which is very nice considering they greatly raise defense on both. On 18 key, and also raise attack and defense on 12. And then they also have a chance of forming a critical hit and reduces damage received by 8% with 5 or more key spheres obtained, which isn't the most, but it is some form of damage reduction. And you also have a crit chance, especially if you only have them in 55% free dupe. Also, they get an additional attack plus 58% chance of forming a critical hit and reduces damage received by 8% again with 5 or more AGL key spheres obtained. And then launches an additional super attack with 8 or more key spheres obtained. So their passive is very revolvent and revolves around them picking up key spheres, which actually isn't too difficult, especially since they change a certain key sphere type to AGL key spheres. So it shouldn't be too difficult to get those off. In terms of their active skill, they have an exchange condition. Exchange can be activated when HP is 50% or less, starting from the 3rd turn of start of battle. The turn restriction is very good. The 3rd turn is great. That's very early on in the battle. 58% HP or less is okay, but of course it's very fit into the unit, of course, you know, because of the way the fight goes in the anime. Their link skills, the same warrior race, same lineage, int fighter, prepared for battle, dismal future, fierce battle, legendary power. So a decent link set. In terms of the categories they go on, hybrid Saiyans, future saga, joined forces, android/cell saga, bond of master and disciple, all out struggle, connected hope, and powerful comeback. So some nice categories in there as well. And I said, should be able to work well with the EZA Future Gohan. Also, to end this off, we've got 2 more EZAs, which I said are the Hellfighter 17 and what we like to call the Trenchcoat 17. So once EZA, their leader skills kind of here and there for both of them, so I'm kind of ignore them. On their super attack, they do raise attack and defense for 1 turn by 30% and causes supreme damage with a medium chance of stunning, which is a 20% chance for 2 turns. Not the highest chance of stun, but is a chance to stun. Very useful for SBR and ESBR, especially for 2 turns as well. On the passive, he gets attack and defense plus 120% and defense plus 120% when performing a super attack, which is very nice. All allies key plus 2 and attack and defense plus 25%. So if you run them on an android category team, say you have 19 and Jiro as well, the whole team's getting just a boost everywhere. attack and defense from this 17. The other one also supports the same as well. So that's an extra support from him. Support from the, there's 19 in Giro. Androids is a very good category, I'm telling you. Also get an additional attack plus 170% when your team has an ally whose name includes 17 attacking in the same turn, which applies to any other 17 unit, including this one. Any other 17 unit you may use. Also applies to having 17 and 18, I'm pretty sure as well, because it just says a 17 in the name, which is ridiculous considering how good this passive is. The link set: Android Assault, Fear and Faith, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Shocking Speed, GT, and Fierce Battle is an okay link set. Doesn't go on many categories, but it doesn't matter because I said Androids is just where it's at right now. Coming to global, Androids, Artificial Lifeforms, and Target Goku. Then we have the Trenchcoat 17, again, the leader skills neither here nor there. On Super Attack, also raises attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to your enemy, and greatly lowers defense by 50% for 3 turns, which is very nice again. Very useful for SBR and ESBR. Gets pretty much the exact same passive, but instead of getting defense, he gets 120% when performing a super attack. Attack when performing a super attack has the same support as I said, and then it's basically reversed. This one gets an additional defense plus 170 when there's an ally whose name includes 17 attacking in the same turn. So they're pretty much opposites of each other, but they're both very good EZAs and function very well on Android's team, on an Android's category team. Link set is Android Assault, Fear and Faith, Twin Terrors, The Innocence, Nightmare, Infinite Energy, Fierce Battle. I'd probably say this one's link set is a bit better just because it's not GT based. But the other one's link set isn't too bad. Again, very short, very limited amount of categories. Android, Siblings Bond, Target Goku, Corroded Body and Mind. And that is everything that will be coming when the Androids do drop. Once again, I do want to say the support on the channel recently has been amazing. A lot of new faces. I've also just uploaded a video last night about Dokkan's auto battle mode. Can it beat the Goku event? Check that out as well if you want to see if it can. Very fun video. I wouldn't mind doing more of those on like GT Goku event, Vegeta event, maybe even SBR. So do let me know down in the comments if you want to see those. But let me know what you think about the Androids coming into the game. Androids has been getting a lot of support and buff and boosts over the last few months, and it's looking like a very strong category that is not a Saiyan category. It's up there as one of the best. And as I said, the future Androids Dokkan Fest units are up there as one of the best TURs in the game. So don't sleep on them. Of course, I will be doing a Should You Summon and covering their details when that is all coming out and revealed on Twitter. But let me know what you think about all that down in the comments. I'll see you next video, guys, and